Hi, I'm Spen. Mark Spencer. Most people know me as Spen. I've been coaching mixed martial arts and jiu-jitsu for the past 15 years. Been doing martial arts for 22 years now. Started with freestyle karate, and then progressively moved over to more of the MMA sort of stuff and Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Hit 41 this year. And when I look back, it's been great coaching and giving back and helping people achieve their dreams and their goals and things like that. But hitting 41 and getting over that 40 number, it's really made me reflect and kind of look at what I've achieved and what I've wanted to do within martial arts as well. And I think COVID has obviously given me a bit more time to actually think about what I'm doing coaching wise and in martial arts, and call it a midlife crisis. One of the things that I've really wish I'd done, or I'd still like to do, is to fight in Japan. MMA would be great, but I've fallen into something called Kūdō, which is a kind of a mixed style. It's like mixed martial arts with a gi, so you can do judo throws, you can do punching, kicking, submissions, very similar to judo, where you've only got a certain amount of time on the floor to complete a submission before you stood back up. What fascinates me about this, it looks a little bit like Kokushinkai, but you also wear a helmet so you can punch to the head, and you can also headbutt. So it sounds probably a bit crazy to some people, but it really fascinates me, and that linked with one of my goals, one of my things that I'd really like to do in my lifetime is to compete in Japan. Led me to speaking to the head of the Wales Kūdō Federation, Mal, who's been fantastic, and has started giving me some homework. So this is my journey to hopefully compete in Japan in 2022. So with Mal's help, I'm going to learn more and more about Kūdō, but there are things that I need to try and address. So 15 years of coaching, you spend a lot of time in the gym, but very little actually doing the training because you're coaching people. We Team Full and Kazan, SPG Bradford, at a peak, I think at one point we had like 40 fighters, competing across the country at various different levels. I really need to kind of address some of my physical limitations at the moment. So my flexibility is not great, and especially when you're going to compete in something like karate, the leg dexterity and those kicks go pretty quickly. So I'm going to have to try and probably not match at my age, but at least be able to be able to do some of that. Also, health-wise, I've got a couple of hernias, which sort of came out through COVID. So I think one I've had for maybe a couple of years. Just thought it was a bit of an ache. Turns out it's a hernia. So I've got an operation there, which I'm going to need to do. But I think it's good having a goal. But I think you need to have smaller steps and smaller goals to understand how you're going to get there. So today I'm planning on kind of working on my plan of how I'm going to get there. So I'm going to do individual steps. So the overall goal is to compete and win at the Kūdō World Championships in 2022. COVID's obviously affecting some of the dates, but that's my overall goal. So I'm going to break that into smaller goals so I can understand what I need to be focusing on in the next year and a half to get myself in a position where I can competitively compete and going in with the intention to win at the World Championship. So that's my plan today.